Mr. Paul's in an admin class right now, so he's observing the class. Why are you laughing? You never filmed yourself for 35 minutes? Just, you know what? No one answer my question at all. Okay?
Yep.
Scratch that one.
What?
Left swipe, delete.
Yep.
Alright. So guys, anyway, listen up please. I'll clean up in a minute. Guys, so Mr. Paul's just going to sit over. Hey, Bailey, please. Harley. Guys, listen up. So Mr. Paul's just going to be sitting over there. He is going to be recording. Can you stop, please, Sammy? He is going to be recording. Just don't worry about it. You don't just leave him be. He'll be fine over there doing his thing. We're going to be tackling some board time with all of Chapter 2. I'm going to go over just one more problem with the fundamental theorem, or sorry, two more problems with the fundamental theorem of algebra, just so we're all on the same page on what we're doing with that one. That means you're going to need your calculator at some point. And then after we get through the board time and those two questions, I have the Chapter 2 review. Remember, the Chapter 2 test is going to be on Monday. We're just going to do a short little group assessment on Monday. It is a shortened day because it's an all day. And you're going to be taking that on Monday. So today is the day that you'll go over the review questions. After Monday, so then I see you guys on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. Tuesday is going to start the final review. Thursday, the class is broken up to two parts. The first half of class, you guys are going to be working on an in-class project. You guys will have 45 minutes to complete it. What the project is it's on optimization. So I'm going to give you guys a sheet of paper. You have to make the biggest box possible. I'm going to give you guys 2 pieces of yarn. You're going to make the biggest area possible with the fences of that house. So you're going to be getting that stuff on Thursday. The second 45 minutes is going to be dedicated to more final review time, and then your test is the following week. You guys take your exam in 2 weeks, is that correct? Yeah. All right. So we got some things to accomplish before then. Today, first things first, though, we're going to go ahead and do some board stuff. Please erase what's up on the board. Okay, grab a marker, a spot, let's go. Let's go. We should have a box of tissues somewhere. It's back there by Amanda. Taking marker. Can you give me my book? Guys, you need the marker.
I have one right over here.
No. This is all Mr. Paul. This is it. Hey, all we need is markers.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. Okay. Yeah. First question. Are you ready? Oh, gosh. Come on. Erase some spots up there. Okay, first question. We're going to start off with the division one. So we're going to go ahead and say x to the 4th minus 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x plus 2. Go ahead and divide that by x minus 2. Go ahead and divide that by x minus 2, please. Make sure you write the new polynomial, please. Tissues are back. You got the specs for him. Did you try to get this to a square? Write the new polynomial over. Guys, please make sure you practice running the new polynomial as well. Okay, your answer should end up being x cubed, not a negative x cubed, a positive x cubed. Positive x cubed minus x squared minus 8 minus a 14 over x minus 2. All right, just make sure you have the remainder over x minus 2 for that one. All right, another division problem. Should we do a long or synthetic?
Synthetic.
Okay, we'll do synthetic. Long is overrated unless you're in calculus. All right, it is
Hold on.
6x to the fourth
Julie, grab one for me.
minus 15x squared minus 11x divided by x plus 2. So see if you're careful with the place values on this one. X plus 2. Yeah. Shannon, be careful of your sign. Yeah, good. Which one, the first one? Got it, right?
Oh.
No, where are you going? Why are you
Cubed minus 12x squared plus 9x minus 29 plus 58. It's plus 9x. Plus 9x minus x plus 2. 58.
Get a remainder of 58. Alright, so you have, this was an X here. Oh, so if this is probably really good, but everyone else is going to have it. Go ahead. You okay? All right, remainder is 5/8. The remainder is 5/8 on this one. Nicely done. Okay, let's get out of synthetic division and move into this world. 4 plus 3i. 4 plus 3i. And divide that by 2 minus 6i. 4 plus 3i divided by 2 minus 6i. No, I don't think you're doing wrong.
Oh no. 6 and 24.
Don't forget the denominator. So multiply that -6 plus 35.
Did you plus? Oh, no, you're right.
You should get it in
I squared is negative.
I got 40.
Oh, yeah, no,
Or is it right?
supposed to have an denominator. Yeah, when it goes in here,
That would be so
I mean, it's more than
Hey guys. E, you got -6 there?
Yes.
How do you get to -6?
That's the reverse.
Oh, look, you did 4 times 2, you got 6. You see that?
Oh, hey, yeah, my B. What is that?
And then combine it with the -18.
It's gonna be 8.
That was that Friday.
That's significantly better.
Yeah.
That was the day.
Gryffindor, don't forget to divide it.
For some reason, I
All right, you should get -10 plus 30i over 40. -10 plus 30i over 40. Okay, 2 more left. Negative. Okay. -2x squared plus 8x minus 3. I want you to go ahead and calculate the vertex and identify if it's a max or min. Calculate the vertex, identify if it's a max or min. But you gotta put it in the
HK, whatever it is.
Put it as like an equation.
Oh, yeah? You see that?
Yeah.
Every day.
Good. Okay, so the A value tells you if it opens up or down the graph. So this one's a negative, so that means that it's going to go down, which means that the vertex is up here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Up here over 2x. A couple days of school, you feel like you're behind?
I see it over negative, which makes it.
So the opposite B over 2A. No, the opposite B. Yeah, thank you. You can go out. Ew. No, it was 13 minutes ago. Substitute that in. Yeah. You get 5. And then next is a max. Good. Yeah, so. Yeah. 2, 5? Would it be 2? Yeah. That's right. Okay, your answer should come out to be 2, 5. You get the opposite B over 2A, which will give you the 2 for the x. And then go ahead and substitute it in to get the ordered pair. So that's 2, 5. This is going to be a maximum. Why is it a maximum? Can anyone share? Shane Wiggy. What's a negative? The A value. So this thing is opening down, which means you have a maximum. Nicely done. And then the last one. No, I said there was 2 more. I did. Okay. Last one. Your zeros. Or not your zeros. I want you to make a polynomial that has the right side opening down. The left side is going to open up. So right side down, left side up. And
Right side up.
you have, make it at least 4 terms long. At least 4 terms long. Go ahead and write down what that polynomial would be.
Power is
Right?
when the coefficient is
Guys, write down your polynomial.
it's even
I don't talk to each other now.
no, even and odd is for the power, positive, negative. It's kind
Tanner
of
decides to go, I'm going to make it 85 minutes.
no.
You're so creative. I mean, I can't do You good, Max?
This is all you need. This is all you need. So you can plug in.
Negative coefficient. Oh, you're wrong, actually.
Even makes it the same.
Okay, so the right side is determined by the leading coefficient. So if the right side is down, that means the leading coefficient has a negative.
Nope.
So put LC negative. And then the left side is doing the opposite there. So what does the degree have to do with odd?
Yeah, they're actually.
Even would be the same direction. Odd is the opposite.
Was it because black?
So D would be odd. This is the letter O. Odd. So now what you're going to do is you're going to write a polynomial with x to the fourth power, x to the fifth power. But you have to put it in your script.
I don't know, sometimes she actually says, and then I'm like,
That's basically your degree, your single degree is 3. Good. And then just make the rest of it smaller. The rest of it doesn't matter, but you need to do it. Got it?
No. It was super short.
Okay, let's see. Leading coefficient is a negative and it is an odd degree. I don't care about the rest of it as long as it's lower than the degree. All right? All right, have a seat, please.
You probably gave some. That's gonna be a big deal.
Is Anna here? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll do our best to make sure that your lesson is as practical as it can be. No, I just did a big one, and now it's all stuck in the hole. No, my seminar. December 18th.
Once I started feeling that,
Date and
no one can drive.
Hey,
Not even especially She passed it out loud. Close it. Close it.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just tackle just 2 questions on the topic of algebra, just to make sure we understand it all.
I don't know where it is.
You are required a calculator.
Probably buried on that
obviously, to
counter
work out.
somewhere.
If you need a calculator, it is underneath my desk. Just be careful of the mouse trap. I love getting faces like that. That's all.
Sorry.
We're doing it today.
I have a 98 and
Okay,
I don't
full
think
stop
my,
is
I
today,
just
so we'll
stopped
be
showing up.
getting
I don't
that.
think my grades
And
can go
it'll
down
be,
too much.
Oh, I love it. See my kids do, my wife does. It's beautiful. All right. I'm there. Just figure. What's up? I'll make them good. Well, actually, we're having pork chops and sauerkraut. We have pierogi, potato cheddar ones. Pierogies are just pretty good. So we'll have them, and then sauerkraut, and then probably bacon. Sauerkraut is a shredded cabbage, but it's very good. All right, so time to finish up chapter 2. Time to finish up chapter 2. What we did last class was the fundamental theorem of algebra. We are not using polysolver for it at all. We are using the graphing calculator to find the zeros on the graph and to do some synthetic division until we get down to the end. If I have a degree of 5, how many possible complex zeros should I have? 5, right? 5 should match 5. If I have 3 real zeros, how many imaginaries will you have? 2. Here's a question I did not cover. Is it possible to have an odd number of imaginary solutions? Why no?
It's the positive.
Good, because when you do imaginaries, you're doing the square root, which means you're going to have a positive and a negative. So you can only have an even number of imaginary solutions. Now, what happens if the graph hits the x-axis, but instead of going through it, it bounces off of it? Who does? Miriam. It's a repeat of that number. An even repeat or an odd repeat? Whatever. Okay, so let's say it bounces at 1. Does that mean I can have 2 ones or 3 ones or 4 ones or 5 ones? 2 ones, right? I could later on have 4 ones, like in, when we get to calculus and stuff like that. But for the sake of college algebra, what we're going to do is we're going to just say, you know what, it's best to only have 2 of that number. 5, please. You cannot have an odd at the bounce. The odd would actually just make it go through it because it has to follow the end behavior. So when we have these and you see a bounce, just have a repeat factor. And for imaginaries, make sure you get the plus and the minus. All right? So let's tackle one where we need the graphing calculator for, and the second one where I give you the zeros and you guys give me the polynomials. So let's say we have this problem. Pardon me. I didn't call it. Let's say I had x to the 5th.
Sorry.
Minus 8x to the 4th. Plus 28x cubed. Minus 56x squared. Plus 64x. Minus 32. That was ridiculous. Minus 32. Gotta be a little bit faster now. Okay, so we got this. That means that we should have, according to the fundamental theorem, we should have 5 complex zeros. All right? So let's go to the graphing calculator, and let's hope we can see some of them. Because otherwise, it's going to be a bad example. Again, you just hit zoom 6 to get the standard window. Oh, you're going to be a little bit faster than that. Looks like I chose a bad example. Does it only go through it once?
Yeah.
It goes through it like a saddle almost, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so your what number is it? Is it 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at the graphs, I saw a lot of you guys have something like this. Okay, we don't know what's going anywhere else. But if you look at number 2, it looks like it's going to hit it, and it wants to bounce off. So it looks like it wants to bounce off of the graph. Okay, but it doesn't bounce off. It actually kind of levels it out as it goes through. This guy here, we're going to get really creative with this one. I'm going to call this one a saddle. Okay? So it kind of levels off almost like a saddle. If you ever climbed up a 14er, right? You get to the top, near the top, and it kind of levels off. You're like, great, I'm done. But they're like, no, 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 you got to keep climbing, and then you got to keep climbing up after that point. So it kind of levels off a little bit, but then it drops. So this here is a saddle. It's not a repeat factor, but what we're going to do is we're going to hope that the 2 is repeated 3 times. We're going to see if that works out. It could be 5, it could be 7, it could be 9, right? But we're going to say 3. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be 3. It can only happen 1 time. The only way we can check to make sure it works out is to do what? Synthetic division. And it works if the remainder is what value? 0, right? If the remainder is 0. So we're going to go ahead and do synthetic division 3 times with the number 2. Oh, no, because the 0 is a 2, the factor is x minus 2. So if I had the factor, then I would do the opposite. Now I'm already getting your 0 right here is the number 2. So we can divide that. All right, I'm just hoping that this works out nicely. Here we go. All right, I got my first 0. Did you guys get the first one as a 0? All right, check your map. There's the work for the first division. If you didn't get it, take a look where you went wrong. Gotta be careful with the positives and negatives. What's better?
That was a negative 28.
Wasn't that minus 28?
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's not.
Those that are doing it, are you seeing how you get 0 for the remainder or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Now, this is where I'm hoping. Because of the saddle, I'm hoping that it is a repeat factor of 3 times. So I'm going to go ahead and do synthetic division 2 again, but not with the original polynomial, the new one. All right, here we go. I got a 0 again. All right, 1, -4, 8, -8. I know there's no way it's only 2 of them because otherwise it would have been a bounce, but it went through it. So I know that the next 2 is going to work out for sure. Okay, got 1, -2, and 4 with the third 0. All right, since we're left with 1, -2, and 4, what is the degree of the newest polynomial? Keep in mind we start with x to the 5th power divided 3 times. It's x squared, right? So this one here we're going to write as x squared minus 2x plus 4. Now we're going to get intelligent right here because we're going to say to ourselves we can't factor that because if you could factor it, you would have been able to see it as a real number. You would have been able to see it as a real 0. So I know this is going to be imaginary. Now, it's not like the ones yesterday where it was x squared plus 9 and x squared plus 4. This one needs to get a little bit dirtier, of course. So what do you have to apply because you can't factor it, you have to apply the quadratic formula. So go ahead and apply the quadratic formula, which we all have come accustomed to forgetting, is negative b plus or minus, the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. And we're going to apply it correctly. So I have 2 plus or minus 4 minus. So we got 2 plus or minus 4 minus 4, 1, 4 over 2. That's going to be 4 minus 16, which is negative 12. 2. Oh, thank goodness negative 12 is not a perfect square, because that would have been a lot easier. So we have to go ahead and simplify that radical of the square root of negative 12. What does negative square root of 12, or square root of negative 12 simplify to? What's that? 12i, close if it was 144, but it's a 12. So we can't just pull out the 12. See, if we had square root of negative 9, we'd say 3i. Yes?
Is it 4 and 3?
4, 3i?
Yeah.
Getting closer, I like the numbers 4 and 3. It's not for that purpose. Yeah?
Is it 2 or 3?
Closer.
Is it 2, 2,
So let's go ahead and break down. So we got this, right? Negative 12, I think we're all in agreement that I can just do negative 4 times 3. I hope we're all in agreement on that one. Now remember, this is in the square root still. So what is the square root of a negative 4? That is 2i. You just forgot your I piece, Aiden. Okay? So this guy here comes out. So it's 2i radical 3. So going over here, this is 2 plus or minus 2i radical 3 over 2. Now, if we really want it to be mathy, we can go ahead and simplify this again, because they all have the number 2 in common. So we could say 1 plus or minus I over 1. 1 plus or minus I. Huh? No, I would have been okay with you guys living it like this here. Okay. Chances are, if it's a multiple choice test, standardized, they're going to have it all the way in simplest form. So keep that in mind. All right, so I got to go back all the way up to the top here and write down my other 2 zeros. That's kind of depressing, isn't it? All right, so we got 1 plus radical. Oh, sorry. 1 plus I radical 3, and it was 1 minus I radical 3. Those are the zeros. The big thing with that one that I wanted to get out of that is that when you have a saddle at the 0, you're going to have an odd repeat of the factors. And that's the biggest thing. Because yesterday we talked about the bounces, today was the saddle. All right, the last one I want you to add to your notes, this is kind of just a recap of the whole thing, is this. All right, write a polynomial. Of degree 4 with zeros 3, negative 3, negative 1.
You ain't really fuck with me way back then.
And 2i. All right, so zeros are negative 3, negative 1, and 2i. So you got to write a polynomial of degree 4. Okay? So talk with each other and get with it. Oh, that's fine. I thought we totally jacked up your audio. I was like,
No.
good effort. Talk to me, Sammy. It would be. The missing zero is negative 2i because you always have to have the complex conjugates. All right, so if there's 2i, you got to put in negative 2i. Okay? And those two together can actually make a nice factor as well. We still have to review it back. These are all another hour. You have to I'm just going to give you guys the review guide, and then you guys have to wrap up the project before we'll stop. Okay? You done already, ma'am? You just gave up? Right, it's math, I get it. What? You want to go ahead? Hey guys, when I say write the polynomial, that means you get the zeros, then get the factors, then multiply it out. You need help? Yes? Alright, cool. Hey, gals, ready for this? Here we go. Gals, watch this. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be math. Alright, so we have -3, -1, 2i, and -2i, right? The 2i and -2i can be grouped together. What would that factor become? So think back to the notes that we did a couple days ago, right? What's 2i times -2i? -4i squared, which becomes what? Positive. Just positive 4, right? So this factor together you can write as x squared plus 4.
It's one of those things where like, oh yeah, I know.
2i and -2i. If I multiply this together, that's -4i squared. So -2i equals 3. Okay, so my one factor is x squared plus 4. What are your factors if your 0 is -3? So if you're, so I give you -3, so what's the parentheses that it comes from? X plus 1. This one. X plus 1. So now you're going to have x plus 3, x plus 1, and then x squared plus 4 all around. Okay? No, the last one is x squared plus 4. For that, you have 2 of them, so that's my x squared. And then -4i squared, I squared is -1. So -4 squared 1. So you can write this. And then with the FOIL of the okay?
Hold on. 3 and 4, it's going to be 2 pounds.
Done? X squared plus 4, good. And then you FOILed it out. Oh, that should have been x plus 3 and x plus 1. Okay? X squared plus 4, x squared plus 4x plus 3. So you get x to the 4. 4x squared.
By the end of the game, you're the one who's still in there, and they're like, "Look at this guy." Yeah, it's not like exactly. And then you do the last one for the next thing. You're like, catches and then.
So what is
Yeah, I got it. This is tough.
4x plus 3 times x squared plus 4?
Got it?
No.
I was stupid though, like, this should go to
Got it?
Because x plus 1
Yeah? No?
is x squared plus 4.
Alright, here we go.
And I was like, well, I've been.
You guys need your attention for one last bit here.
I was like, oh, we never.
Thank you very much.
But I'm on intense.
Aiden. With a very loud, deep voice. Okay, so as we mentioned at the very beginning, since 2i is here, the conjugate companion's here as well, which is -2i. They've got to stay together. These two then are grouped together to produce one factor. What is the factor if you get 2i and -2i? Amanda, what is the factor if you get 2i and -2i? X squared plus 4. It is not -4 because if it was x squared minus 4, everyone would factor that. It would be x plus 2 and x minus 2. So we have x squared plus 4. These two factors, Jordan, what is the factor if you have a 0 of -3? Okay, so this is x plus 3, and then this is x plus 1. I got you, bud. All right, so now this is the process of making sure you don't make a basic arithmetic mistake. You're going to FOIL out these problems. Multiply the first two together, you get x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, checking the office on you. All right, FOILing this guy out. Over to the left. This is x to the 4 plus 4x squared plus 4x cubed plus 16x plus 3x squared plus 12. X to the 4th for that one. 4x cubed for that one. 7x squared. 16x plus 12. So that's what you have. Now, if I gave you that problem in the exam and I said, okay, go ahead and find the factors, you graph it first. graph it first, and then you'll get two of the real zeros, which would be -3 and -1. Then you do synthetic division down, and you end up getting x squared plus 4, which would then give you the plus minus 2. All right, so that wraps up chapter 2, all the way from the quadratics, which is identify the max or min, to fundamental theorem of algebra. So let me give you guys, get out your project, because we're going to get that checked off today as well. And then I'm going to give you guys the chapter 2 review that I want to work on.